You know, there's an old saying that goes something like this: he who talks the least often says the most. Now think about that for a second. It's not always the loudest voice in the room that holds the most power. In fact, more often than not, the one who speaks sparingly commands the most respect. Why? Because they've mastered something most people overlook: the art of restraint. When I was coming up in the business, I watched and I listened. I wasn't always the one doing the talking. No. I learned early on that people give themselves away when they talk too much. They reveal things they don't even realize they're giving up. Their insecurities, their lack of preparation, their need for approval. It's all there, laid bare in their words. But the ones who say less, oh, those are the ones you've got to watch. They move differently. They control the room without needing to fill the silence with words. You ever notice in a meeting, in a negotiation, or even just a regular conversation, there's always that one person who keeps talking and talking, as if their words will somehow make them look smarter or more important. But all they're doing is weakening their position. They're exposing themselves. When you talk too much, people start to smell that weakness on you. They can sense it. It's like blood in the water, and people will take advantage of it. You see, the more you talk, the more you're giving away. And I don't just mean your thoughts. You're giving away your emotions. You're giving away your control. And control, my friends, is everything. You want to know the secret to real power? Real power comes from restraint, from knowing when to speak and when to hold your tongue, from understanding that silence can be far more effective than words. Silence is a weapon. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It makes them curious. It makes them wonder what you're thinking. And in that curiosity, in that uncertainty, you hold the power. I've been in rooms with some of the most powerful people in the world, leaders, CEOs, heads of nations. You know what they all have in common. They don't feel the need to talk just to be heard. They don't fill the room with words to prove they know something. No, they let the silence do the talking. And when they do speak, every word carries weight. Every word has meaning. That's how you create influence. It's like this. When you speak less, people lean in. They listen more carefully. They're waiting to hear what you have to say because they know you don't waste your words. You become a mystery, and in that mystery, you create presence. That's real power. Let me tell you something else. Talking too much can also make you look foolish. You ever notice how people start rambling when they're nervous? Or how they talk just to fill the silence because they're uncomfortable with it? They think silence is awkward, but silence isn't awkward. It's strategic, it's deliberate. And if you can get comfortable with it, if you can learn to control it, then you can control the room. There's a scripture that says even a fool, when he keeps silent, is considered wise. Now, I'm not calling anybody a fool, but there's wisdom in that. Sometimes the best thing you can do is say nothing at all. Let the other person talk. Let them reveal themselves. Let them overplay their hand. You don't need to prove anything by running your mouth. You prove yourself by knowing when to be quiet. Now, I'm not saying don't speak up when you have something important to say. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. When it's your time to speak, you speak with confidence. You speak with clarity. You make sure every word matters. But don't waste your words. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that more talking equals more power. It doesn't. In fact, talking too much can actually be a sign of insecurity. People who can't stop talking are often trying to cover something up. They're trying to compensate for a lack of confidence, a lack of control. But true confidence, true control, doesn't need constant validation. It doesn't need to explain itself over and over again. It speaks when necessary, and it's silent when silence is more powerful. Look, some of the most iconic figures in history understood this, from kings to presidents to business leaders. They knew that control over their words meant control over the room. Think about it. How many times have you seen a leader pause before they speak? That pause, that moment of silence, it draws people in, it creates anticipation, it builds tension. And in that tension, power is born. When you're the one who controls the conversation, not by talking, but by choosing when to talk, you become the one in control. You command respect. People are more likely to follow you, to trust you, because they know when you speak, you mean it. Your words carry weight. And let me tell you something else. When you talk too much, you lose focus. You scatter your thoughts. And in that scattering, you lose your sharpness. But when you speak with intention, with purpose, you stay focused. You stay sharp. You make sure that every word hits its mark. So, don't be the one who talks just to talk. Be the one who listens, who observes, and who understands that silence can speak louder than any words. In every situation, there's an opportunity to learn more by listening than by constantly offering your opinion. People will always reveal more through their actions, their expressions, and their subtle cues than they do through their words when you choose to observe. You gain insight that others might miss because they're too busy talking. Hold your tongue when you don't need to speak, because once words leave your mouth, you can never take them back. Preserve your power. Don't give it away just to fill the silence. In that silence, you hold all the cards. People lean in, they pay attention, and you create an air of authority. Your presence becomes stronger, not weaker, because you aren't giving everything away. Silence isn't emptiness. It's a sign of mastery and control. The next time you're in a meeting, in a conversation, or any situation where you feel the urge to talk too much, pause. Take a breath and assess the moment. Ask yourself if speaking will add value, or if you're speaking out of a need to be heard. Think about the long-term impact of your words. Will they elevate the conversation or simply clutter it? Sometimes the most powerful move is restraint. In that pause, you allow yourself the time to think clearly, to choose your words wisely, and to show that you are in full control. By controlling your words, you are not only guiding the conversation, but also shaping your path forward. Silence can be a tool for reflection and strategy, giving you the upper hand in any situation. And remember, the more calculated you are with your words, the more powerful they will seem when spoken. Each moment of silence you embrace strengthens the weight of your eventual voice. Don't just talk to hear your own voice. Words are a tool, not a crutch. Speak when you need to, and when you do, ensure that your words carry meaning, weight, and intention. Make sure that your speech advances the conversation, opens minds, and leaves an impact. Because in this world, it's not the loudest person who wins. It's the one who knows when silence says more. The one who masters the balance between speaking and listening is the one who truly commands respect. Use silence as your ally, a way to filter out unnecessary noise and focus on what truly matters. And when you do speak, let it resonate with purpose so your words move mountains. Every word you choose should be deliberate, like a finely crafted tool designed to leave a lasting impression. Words have the power to transform situations, but only when they're used with wisdom and precision. So I leave you with this. Master your words, and you master your influence. Master your silence, and you master your ability to stay in control, even when others falter. And most importantly, master yourself, your emotions, your impulses, and your responses, because that is the true key to mastering the world around you. When you can control your inner self, the external world falls into place. Whether in business, relationships, or life in general, the one who knows when to be quiet and when to speak wields the most power. And that power, it's not given to you. It's earned through discipline, patience, and wisdom. True mastery of self means understanding that not everything deserves a response, and not every moment needs to be filled with words and silence. You create space for thought, reflection, and ultimately for the right actions to follow. If this spoke to you, subscribe, like, and comment your thoughts. Let's keep growing together.